Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield, and welcome to Last Man Standing. As you may have noticed, no stupid o'clock again tonight because, as far as I know, Joe Dog is still off promoting Helicon and is not home. So there we go. With me tonight, though, is John Scarborough. Don't know if he's busy at the moment. Okay, we'll pull him up now. Uh,
Uh, Sorry,
how
I
you
was
doing,
asleep.
John? Oh
I'm
yeah,
doing great.
right.
Um, no, actually, I'm printing out recipes. For, I printed out one a few years back, and I put it in my little cookbook. And my cookbook is a big leaf binder with page protectors and pages. So I printed it out. Let me see. Oh, well, y'all, figures, it's disappearing on me. I pulled a Thanos on you. I don't know if you can see this.
Just barely. I can see typing on it. I can't read it.
Exactly. Hey, let's do this. Yeah, there's a lamp over there next. It faded. You can't
In
read
the
it.
cookbook,
Yeah. Yeah.
you need to buy better quality
I,
of ink.
that's what, I printed off a new one. That's what it's supposed to look like. So,
Yeah, okay. I can see that there are words on that page.
and
Uh,
then I'm doing a pasta salad because it's summertime, everything's warm, and I'm doing a nice cold pasta salad.
Excellent idea.
I think so, but only problem is all the ones I like are expensive. So
Mm,
you got to get mini pepperonis and salami, and
oh, yeah. That does sound like it could run the price
fortunately,
up a little bit.
fortunately, Ingles has Boarhead products on sale. So,
There you
uh,
go.
all right, got that done. See, and enough of cooking with John. Let's get back to Dan's show.
Hey, hey, I can't complain. I went down to Dollar General today and wound up buying $99 worth of groceries, but half of that was cat food and dog food. So,
Uh, yeah, that's we have a Costco account, so we have the Costco credit card and all sorts of stuff like that, which is really good credit card. But every time we go to Costco, we drop $100 on pet food. It's just,
keep
of course, I
meaning.
got you know, I got 210 pounds worth of English bulldogs downstairs. So
So you get half of one?
pretty much. No, we have the three sisters, and
Mm.
or
Um,
as I call them, the poops a lot triplets.
I keep meaning to drive out to the Costco and get a membership card. My mom had us all a family um, Sam's Club card, but I think she let it lapse years ago because she can't drive out that far anymore. Um,
Yeah, Costco has one problem that I complain about all the time. You can only put two people on the account,
that's not a
which
holdup for us.
well, the thing is, Barry's always working, so he doesn't like going to Costco anyway. And then Mom is 77 or 78 now, and she doesn't like walking around Costco, so they always want me to go for them. And used to, I just walk in with the card, no problem. They never really checked. Now they got the facial recognition Nazi scanner at the door, it's, which I don't understand. If you got the card and you get in the door, what do they have against you spending money in their store?
You might have pickpocketed somebody and taken their card.
That shouldn't be their problem. That's
Oh, they don't have to have a problem.
oh wait, I can't do that. I got to do it in another page.
Still watching your movie,
Oh,
but if you're still okay, that's fine. That's fine, Thesis. Hello, Kitty. And
move tab to a new window. There we go. All right, that's what I'm doing.
no, Lindsay.
I'm trying to figure out which one of these recipes I actually wanted to keep. So, and I'm trying to do that and watch the show at the same time.
Lindsay asked me how far it was to Dahlonega, and I did not know. So I pulled up the map program and said, "Hey, let's go from here to here," and it said 90 minutes. And I go, "That's doable." And I always had been wanting to take her to Helen, Georgia, and after I pulled up the map and printed it out, turns out she's already been there, but with the church group, so she didn't get to look around much. So that's another day trip for us. Probably not during October. I'd have to leave the Kazenti clause behind.
Apparently, I downloaded quite a few pasta salads. So.
I think the last 3 cookbooks I bought were all from Cowboy Kent Rollins and his wife. And they have a lot of stuff. And about half of it I've already seen him cook on his YouTube channel. So I've got a good idea. And since I subscribed to the channel, they started sending links to my email. Well, no, wasn't because I subscribed to the channel. It's because I ordered stuff from them. So they send me emails every time they put out a new cooking video, which has links to the recipes if you don't have the cookbooks. Or if you're too lazy to flip through the cookbook and find a couple of weights to hold it open on the right page while you go through it, or if you're afraid of splashing spaghetti sauce on it or something.
Let me see here. Why did that? Apparently, I saved a Facebook link to my recipe file on here, and it came up as a backpack for .308 belted ammunition for a machine gun.
That's one hell of a recipe for disaster.
I must have saved that one to the wrong file.
Just don't bake it at 350 degrees in a gas oven.
Oops. Wrong recipe.
Really. Hey, Foxy. How you doing?
Apparently, there's some fellow that makes these for machine guns.
Oh, I was walking around in a store. I wish I could remember what store it was. And I saw one of the flat top cast iron Dutch ovens. The ones that you can actually set up on a trivet or on legs and put coals under it, because it's got a flat top. You can put coals on top and bake stuff that way, or at least brown the crust of something.
Right. Did you buy you one?
Not yet. No. Now I got to remember where I saw it.
Lodge does shipping. Of course,
theirs has domed lids.
No, they make 2 different kinds. Or actually, they make a couple. But we bought a long time. I have no idea why my parents bought this. They bought the Boy Scouts of America edition Dutch oven. It's still sitting out in the garage. I've never used it, but it's got the flat biscuit making lid.
Well, I have never seen in any store that sells Lodge have anything but the dome lids. Really? And I cannot find the ones with flat lids on their website. Otherwise, I would have got one.
Well, hang on a second. Let me do some Google foo here. Let me see. Yeah, there's. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a vintage one. No, I don't want that one. I want this. Okay. Somebody's selling vintage Lodge for $199, and I'm like,
you could buy brand new ones for $50.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Let me see. Shop, sales, recipes, clear screen. Shop. Let's go there. The Dolly Parton collection. Let me see here.
I don't think that quite fits my image.
Okay. They have a Dolly Parton edition frying pan that I really want to get. It's the one that says, Jolene, please don't take my pan. Um,
Oh.
oh, you can actually buy just lids. I didn't know that.
Mm.
They have a rounded glass lid for your cast iron pot. Boy, that's an excellent way to
Um,
have it right there. Um,
yeah, really. I
they
forget
got
which
a
size I've got.
they have a seasoned cast iron sugar skull skillet. It's got a Day of the Dead motif on the bottom. Kind of interesting. Oh, here we go. Camp Dutch oven. 2 quart, 4 quart, 5 quart, 6 quart, and 8 quart. They start at $65.95.
Click on the 8 quart and see.
Hang on a second. Might as well take you on the tour with me here.
Yeah, really.
Here, bring that up. Oh, I'll get it. There we go. There we go.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for with the legs, because the one I've got doesn't have legs with the flat lid. I wish I could remember what diameter the one behind me is, but if I try and
You're,
measure it right
you're cutting
now,
in and out, and I'm not sure if it's my computer.
no, it's one of my cats trying to get fed.
Which quart? 2 quart, 4 quart? Oh,
Try the 8.
okay.
That way I know the most expensive one.
What size were you?
Huh?
The most expensive one might be the 10. They actually have a 10 quart one.
No, no, that's too big.
Let's see. Oh, that's the one my parents got. What's that?
Yeah.
$89.90 for the Cub Scout one. Let me see. $99.95 for an 8 quart.
Okay.
See what the 6 quart looks like. $84.95 for 6 quart. Wait a minute. What was it? Let me do that again because that was interesting. Let me see if it'll do it again here. It
12 inch.
gave me a coupon for a second there.
I think what I'm looking for is the 10-inch diameter, so that's probably the 4 quart.
Does it say what diameter this is? Oh wait, yes it does. Hang on a second.
Yep.
Dimensions
8 quart is a 12.
is okay. So you wanted which one did you want? The 8 or the?
Well, let's look at the 6 and then look at the 4.
Okay, yeah, the 8 inch, the 8 quart is almost 12 inches across.
Okay.
The outer diameter would be 12 and a half, actually. And you wanted to look at which one?
The 6.
6. Okay, and that one is also 12 and a half across. So apparently it's just shallower. It's not as tall. Okay. And then, hang on a sec. Where was I at a moment? Tier shop. Come on. Help me out here. Oh, wait. That's what I get for playing video games. My computer's running slow now. Hello?
I'm just looking at the pages.
Why is my computer lagging so bad? I knew I should have restarted it before I did this thing. Because I've been playing video games all day. Okay, there's that. Wait, no. Let's see this one. I want to see what size the Boy Scout one is, because I think it's a 6 quart, 12-inch, 89.90. It does have the flat top for making biscuits, but it's got a Boy Scout logo in it. So you're looking about $90 for what you want.
I will probably have to get out my tape measure and look. And clumsy me just spilled dry cat food all over my carpet.
At least it was dry cat food. So.
Yeah, but the dog will be in here trying to vacuum it up, and she's on a diet.
Well, that solves a problem, doesn't
it? It solves my problem. It doesn't solve hers. If we let her gain too much weight, she'll have hip problems. This is the second time in 2 weeks I've done this. Of course, the last time I did it, it turned out to have unfortunate positive consequences. Evidently, I had dropped an ibuprofen on the carpet. And if the dog had got that, or one of the cats, there'd been some serious repercussions.
So you remember that disastrous meeting a few months back when Trump first took office, that he invited Zelensky to talk to him and then treated him like crap and pissed everybody off?
Yeah.
He's had another meeting. He had another meeting with Zelensky today. And after this meeting, they're threatening new sanctions against Russia. So,
let me guess, the treating like crap went the other way this time.
Apparently it did, because apparently Russia won't back down from trying to take over other people's countries. So that's
well, it hasn't worked too well for them in the past. I mean, in the short term, yes. In the long term, no. Nothing like another October Revolution.
We need to all get together and send a letter to Vladimir Putin, and we need to all put the quote in it that a little revolution is good now and then,
Now, slip me the link to that Lodge page with the flat lid Dutch ovens.
Okay.
You don't have to send it to my email or anything. Just put it in the private chat, and I'll copy it.
Well, it's just their webpage.
I know, but it doesn't show me those. It
really?
just shows me the dome lid ones with the fry basket inside.
Okay. Now that I would like to get is a fry basket. That would actually be pretty cool.
Don't bother.
They got the enameled cast iron, which I'm like,
yeah, that would be good too. No, don't bother to get their fry basket. They pack it inside the Dutch oven that it's supposed to go with, and they break the handle.
Huh?
Yeah. I went and got a $2.
Yeah, but I can drive down there. They're only like.
No, I need to
I'm
swap
less than an
this.
hour away from the Lodge factory store. So. Okay. I'm going to the cast iron page. I'm not going to go to the rest of the Lodge products. So.
Well, that's what I usually do.
Unless you want to go to the rest of the Lodge products. But
just go to a page that has the flat tops on it. Okay. And I don't mean the aircraft carriers.
Oh.
A Lodge aircraft carrier ought to be pretty good. once you season it, it ought to be good forever.
I may have to. I may have to restart my computer because it is lagging.
Okay, go right
But
ahead.
so far, easy. Don't. That's what I get for playing games right before I come on the show. Uh, all right, I posted it in comments so everybody can see it.
Okay.
And then, phew. So if y'all
Great.
excuse, I'm gonna go grab a beer or two or a dozen or whatever the hell it is, and I will be
And
back
it
momentarily.
you'll have to put it in the private chat because it won't let me click
Oh
on the
darn
link
it!
from here.
Oh, I can do that too. And here I was, thought I was being clever. There we go.
It's probably some new StreamYard rule.
I want to try this just out of curiosity since we've only got 2 pages going on your thing here. Comment all. Can you click on? No, it won't let you click on those. Darn.
No,
Oh,
that's probably to keep people from getting rickrolled.
oh, but we love doing that to you. Damn ads. All right.
10-inch forecourt. That looks like what I need. It's not tall enough to put the deep fryer basket in, but that's pretty much what I've got for the other one. Let's see. Uh, Not a bad price. Add to cart. And add the deluxe lid lifter. That's what I was going to go look for next. And I'm eligible for free shipping. Good. Let's see. Hey, sorry, folks, that I'm ordering stuff while I'm on camera, but you can't see anything here, so I'm not sharing that particular screen. Let's just put that one on that card. And we will do this.
Whew.
And pay now. There we go.
Did you just buy a cast iron to kill it?
Yeah. And the deluxe lid lifter.
Would be nice, but
Well, I mean, I
but I
may
have
have something, but oh, Foxy. you you should have seen my wife's face when I unboxed the kilt. She goes, "Oh, I don't see why you don't want to wear that to the conventions." I'm going, "Well, first off, Helicopter's too damn cold, and second off,
no, it
Liberty."
isn't.
Well,
Helicon is not that cold.
well, one day might be all right, but I'm definitely going to have something besides socks on my lower legs there. But
You need to drag her up to outdoor or outside con with us.
well, we have to wait until her collarbone heals. She's going to be in agony just driving up to LibertyCon in a couple of months if she doesn't take it easy and let it heal. And
What was this about? The lid lifter thingy.
yeah, yeah,
The metal thing. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a clamp handle where you can just lift the lid, or you
Oh,
can. It's got a hook on the side so you can get the handles and pick the whole thing up and rotate it
huh.
on the charcoal. Okay.
Interesting.
Um, I have looked. I have learned a lot about campfire cooking since discovering Cowboy Kent.
Did the one you got? Did it have the standard handle, the wire handle, basically, or did you
Yes.
get one with the bail handle?
Oh, it's got two bail handles.
What?
Yeah, it's got a bail handle on. Well, wait a minute. Maybe it's just the one. No, it's just the one.
Okay. No, the if you look, the bail handle's the one that looks like a spring coil.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And like I said, they sent it to me with the deep fryer basket inside, and the handle was folded up. And when they packed it, one of the hinges on the handle just snapped completely off.
okay.
They were just little wire loops. I'm going, damn, if
I
I
want to
had
show
a
you something too.
torch, I could weld that, but
I want to show you something else from their site that I bought a while, and it was brilliant when because we had bought one of those big Kamado grills, the big charcoal cookers,
mm-hmm.
and the problem with putting cast iron on it is the handles sticking off the side, you know, because you
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
center it, yeah, and and close the lid. So, ooh, cast iron loaf pan. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's only $25. Okay, here, you see, while that's coming up, I'm gonna share it here. Bring it up for me, would you, Dan?
Certainly.
Okay. I
There we
only got
go.
one of these, but I got a bigger one. I think the one I got is this one.
Yeah.
So, and what's nice about
I'm
these is they've got the two short handles on either side,
mm-hmm.
so you can center it on the grill. You know,
I may have one like that, but
I'm
it
pretty
would
sure I've
still be
seen somebody.
large, but I bought
Yeah,
it at Dollar General. Um, it's amazing what you can find at a Dollar General. But if you see something you like, you better get it the first time because it may never be there again.
when I was a kid, we went shopping at a Dollar General store, and Mom was doing her shopping. We were bored, so we were walking around playing stuff. And Mom was looking for school clothes for the kids, and we went in there. They had Lee jeans, which are not a bad brand of jeans. You know, I've never liked the fit on them. So but they had Lee jeans, and we were looking at. We found a set of Lee jeans with a 72-inch waist.
That was made for a big boy.
Well, their motto used to be Lee fits America, and apparently those jeans were real close to fitting the whole damn country. So
You could practically do a Tweedledum and Tweedledee in one of those. Or if you had a girlfriend or wife that was
you can put a
really
small
into
family in them things.
really into cosplay, you could put one. You could both put one leg in each pant leg and still hitch them up around both of your waists, and as long as you coordinated which foot took the first step, you might look like you were conjoined twins or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've been looking at some summer pants, and I happen to be at Ace Hardware today, and they have the Carhartt clothing, and they have Columbia sportswear,
mm,
which and they had this pair of lightweight khaki summer pants with an elastic waist, Looked real comfortable. Looked like something you'd wear at the beach, lake or whatever, real nice pants. $60.
Ah,
And I'm not talking anything extraordinary,
yeah.
but apparently because it's got the Columbia Sportswear logo on it, they
That's
charge
an
you.
extra $40.
Yeah. That little label is $40. The rest of it's just pants.
I remember a joke from an old Reader's Digest. Um, Guy had been buying these wrinkle-free permanent press shirts. Came home one day and found his wife ironing one. He goes, "What's going on?" She's going, "I'm just ironing down the tag that says never need ironing." Evidently, the tags were not the wrinkle-free. Uh, Whenever they got washed, you had to iron the tags down so they didn't irritate the back of your neck. I'm going, don't they make sewing scissors for that particular dilemma? Uh, oh, yeah. Lindsay was
Interesting.
talking about how she.
Birmingham, Alabama, apparently they got a new Doppler radar.
Oh, good.
Yeah, very. And they're talking about how it works and how it should give them a 3-minute advantage for spotting tornadoes. That's out of the NBC affiliate. That's Channel 13 out of Birmingham. It's their NBC affiliate.
I hope they've already got it running because they're going to need it Monday and Tuesday.
Interesting. It's right in. They posted their radar right in between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. It's like out in the middle of nowhere. Which maybe you have to put that sort of stuff out in the middle of nowhere. But
Well, if it's near Tuscaloosa, then Josh can take advantage of it.
it's right in between them. I mean, it's on the freeway there.
His weather reporting, I mean, is good.
That is his ballywick there.
Yeah.
I'm going to copy that and put it on stupid.
Okay.
You think? You know how people in the South can't really handle traffic circles?
Yes.
I'm seeing this on David Weber's Facebook page. Shows a bunch of cars in a traffic circle and they can't figure out how to get out of it. So they keep going around and around and around, and a tornado forms and kills everybody.
Well, basically, the if you don't know how to use it, you just go round and round and round till you reach escape velocity and go off in a random direction and hope it's the one you wanted to go. Oh, they replaced the antique stoplight in Danielsville. And I say the stoplight because they only had the one ever. And they put up this roundabout. It's not really big enough because transfer trucks keep running over the edge, but they solved that by lowering the edge and making it so the 18-wheelers don't really break anything. They just kind of scuff it up a little bit.
Yeah,
and
that's
everybody in the county is complaining about it. Everybody in the county is complaining about it. Trouble is, the old county courthouse has had a roundabout around it for 100 damn years. And they were used to that. So what's the difference? This one's just a smaller scale.
See, that was kind of interesting. My first duty station out of basic training was Berlin. And Berlin has traffic circles. And when you get the license to drive in Europe, you have to go to this class. because the Germans actually have to get college credit to get a driver's license. It takes them 2 weeks to get a driver's license. So, and it's back then it was 2 weeks and $2,000 to get a driver's license in Germany. Well, no, the reason was it was a very good class. You had to learn it. You had to sign all the waivers and everything that, you're taking responsibility for being a driver and stuff like this. And once you got out of the class and went out to drive, you were expected not to make any mistakes, stupid mistakes. And if you were doing something stupid in your car, they would just in a heartbeat, take that license away from you. And you were out all that time and $2,000 of getting a driver's license, and you might not get it back. So they're real serious about that.
Depending on the level
German
of your
drivers
stupidity.
Well, the consequence being German drivers take that very seriously. And they have a much better public transportation system in Germany than we do in the United States. So, so it's basically if you're acting an ass, you can ride the bus. I know. Anyway,
yeah,
we had to take, and they kind of the Germans hated the Americans because they had to go through all that to get their driver's license. We had a weekend that we had. Our class was 16 hours total, and but you had to go through the class to learn all the stuff about Germany. And one of the things they taught you was traffic circles, which easy enough. And then my second duty station right after Berlin was Fort Knox, and Fort Knox has traffic circles. Most of the American military bases, the older ones, do have traffic circles. I found out later. They had them on Fort Benning. I just didn't get to go to that part.
Which side of the road does Germany drive on? Like us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
They just have some different signs. That's pretty much it. Other than that, the rules were almost identical.
Yeah.
And except their emergency vehicles, like the fire trucks and that, are bright fluorescent orange instead of red. They're bright fluorescent orange. They have reflective 2-foot high letters on the side that say fire truck. Okay. And bright blue flashing strobe lights on top, like a police car, but brighter. Yeah. And the rule was if they were coming down the road with their lights flashing and everything like that, and you hit them, public execution right there. They just, pull you out of the car and shoot you. That's no, that's not really what they did, but they should have, because if you hit a truck that big that is fluorescent orange with big reflective letters on the side and big blue strobe lights on top, yes, you need to have your driver's license taken away. So.
Moth, get out of here.
It is that time of year for moth. I killed one in the kitchen not a few minutes ago.
I've killed like 15 today. Every time the dog wants to go out the back door.
Birdseed is horrible about attracting moths. I don't know what it is about that. And
we found that out the hard way. We had a Tupperware full of birdseed under one of the bench seats.
Yeah, if you buy birdseed, it comes with moths, whether you like it or not.
Lindsay wondered where they came from and how they got inside the Tupperware.
The trick, when you buy your birdseed or your flour or any other thing like that, put it in a Tupperware jug and put it in the freezer for a few days. Put it in a deep freezer or freezer, and it will kill all those eggs that the moths. But you got to keep it in there for like a week, freezing it.
Okay.
And you can kill all the moth eggs. So.
I wish we had room for one of the smaller size chest freezers, because we got a brand new refrigerator, but the freezer's kind of tiny.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We have
time for a beer.
Yeah, I can relate to that. We have a side-by-side refrigerator in the kitchen, and it's kind of a small. It's hard to get into the freezer because it's so small. So we have a deep freezer out in the garage for all our main meat and stuff like that. and our bird food goes in that freezer. Then we have another freezer up here in the upstairs in our junk room, and it's a small chest freezer. Um, it's about the size of a phone booth, but it's only like 3 feet tall. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and we keep like long term stuff in there, what stuff we aren't going to get to anytime soon. So, the one in the
Uh,
garage is our working deep freezer. That's where I keep my chicken, my bacon, my hamburger meat, stuff like that.
yeah. Foxy, believe it or not, there's a town um, very close to here, and their stoplight was so old it only had three light bulbs. So one side was red on top, yellow in the middle, and green on the bottom. The other side was red on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and green on the top. So they saved money just by having the three light bulbs.
Um,
Um,
Here in North Georgia, my neck of the woods, you've had these little towns that, I mean, their claim to fame is they have a post office. That's it. That's
well,
and
technically,
one stop, and it's usually their stoplight because it's a crossroad town. They have the four-way yellow blinking light. That's it. You know.
hmm they finally took that stoplight down, just replaced it with four-way stop signs. There's not even a light there anymore. Well, there are street lights, but um, that was the only town I'd ever seen that had their city bank in a trailer like a U-Haul. I'm going, what has stopped people from just driving up in the middle of the night and towing the bank away?
The military used to have a bunch of those. Um, you'd go in and they'd have American Express used to have a bunch of them, and you'd go onto the military post and they'd have some out of the way military post, and it was in a trailer. It's haven't had an
Now I could see one set up in like a mobile home, but a freaking little bitty U-Haul only had room for one person and a little bitty cash box.
See, where was
Oh my
I? Oh
God!
yeah, Cuda Wilderness.
Last
We were
time
going
she
up to
was
that.
down there, they still had a working payphone. I can't remember the last time I actually saw a working payphone.
Most Waffle Houses have one.
Most Waffle Houses used to have a cigarette machine too, but times have gotten a little bit different. Um, oh, it's like the drive-through ATMs that have braille numbers. Going, ooh, okay. This is they've only got one contractor that makes the keys for the
Yeah.
keypads. I
Um,
understand that's the fact, but just the
our
thought that
National Guard, our National Guard Armory, because it was a government facility, had the signs on all the doors for what was in that room, and at the bottom it was in Braille. Okay. Which, of course, if you've got people visiting the National Guard Armory for whatever event they're hosting, they need to know where the bathrooms are and stuff like that. But it's kind of funny. If you went back in our supply room where our arms room was, the arms room vault had a sign that said arms room in Braille.
mm, Foxy, you're killing me here. The local pharmacy, the family name was just perfect for it. Stoner drug. Yeah, that was definitely a '70s thing. Um, that would have went over here that would have went really well over here with
Ooh.
the drive-through package store that didn't bother to check driver's licenses, so kids from the high school come by at 14 and 15 and buy a 12 pack and drive off.
Um, uh, Dan, I'm going to bring this up
Yeah.
real quick. Since we started doing Lodge cast iron skillets, my Facebook feed is covered in Lodge cast iron thing. But I wanted to show you this one because this one caught my eye because it's kind of interesting.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you do it. Okay, that one.
Oh yeah, the one with the elevated lid.
The lid is a pan.
I know you
flip
flip it over, it's a pan.
It's a cook pan. So
That is a good one. That's extra value for money right there.
it is, and it's only $65.95.
Oh, that's cheaper than the one I bought.
Exactly.
I could have improvised something with a frying pan. I mean, Lindsay gave me all the rusty frying pans I'm going to have to reclaim anyway and reseason.
My mom
There is
thought I was a genius because we were doing Thanksgiving dinner and we had all the hot pans coming out of the oven, and she didn't have enough. What do you call them? The things you put your hot pans on when they're on the tables. You don't burn.
cooling racks.
I guess that's what you call it. But she didn't have enough. She only had 2 of those, and we had like 4 pans that we needed to bring out to the table for everybody. So I grabbed her cast iron skillets and laid them upside down on the table and put the hot pans on top of them. And, oh, that's a great idea. See this one now. Oh wait, we're not doing that anymore. Let me do it again. See here. This one I like because I've been wanting to get one of these. Bring that up, Dan.
Okay.
And
they got those at Dollar General.
do they? This one's $71.
Yes.
Well, $72. But you can get a 20% discount. Ooh.
And these are Lodge at the Dollar General. I don't believe they're $70. I think they're more like 45.
But I do like the idea that the lid is also a griddle.
Yeah. I don't really like that style much, but it would be good for bacon.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of things I like. Anything greasy, ham.
Well, yeah, or if you're trying to imitate the marks from a charcoal grill.
It'd be interesting. You put that over your fire pot. Okay. You put. Wait, let me do this. You put that over your fire pot and use that for the lid.
You can bake biscuits that way.
And you could cook a chicken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is this? Hang on a second. This is Amazon. I'm not on the Lodge side of it. Just, like I said, all this.
Yeah.
Who is? It's just this is not Lodge.
No, but there are competitors out there.
Well, there's some Yankee company that supposedly has the best cast iron skillet in the world, and it's like
not.
Literally, when you live, 30 minutes to an hour from the Lodge factory store down here in Stevenson, Alabama, you go down there, you can buy Lodge products right out of their factory store and cut across the interstate and buy fireworks. I mean, what more do you need?
Firewood.
Strangely enough, they do sell firewood at the grocery store.
Hey, they sell firewood around here at the gas stations. $5 for one bundle about the size of a really good watermelon for a family reunion. And they're already split. I've got to get out and get my chainsaw outside and start cutting up the leftover limbs that the fella that cut down the Widowmaker pine trees in our backyard, both of them, and cut those up into pieces about the length of my hand so that they'll fit in my stove. And a lot of those are going to have to be split.
It's pine. It's pine, isn't it? You don't.
What I'm going to
You
be
don't want
cutting
to.
up,
You don't want to.
what I'm going to be cutting up is the oak that he had to trim to get
Gotcha.
to the pine tree.
I was about to think that you were an old enough fellow that you knew not to burn pine in the stove. So
I don't really want to clean the chimney that often. I might use a couple of slivers to help get the fire started, but that's it.
um, I guess you heard Hee Haw's Lulu Roman died.
Oh, she
Yeah,
was so sweet.
and 78 years old. And
Yeah, well,
but I guess we're at that age where all them people that we, you know,
I know,
loved and
I
cared about
know.
today.
I
Yeah,
still remember when Stringbean and his wife were the victims of a burglary gone bad and wound up getting murdered. And Dolly Parton was leading a lynch mob trying to find these people. When you get Dolly pissed at you, you doing something
oh
bad.
yeah. When Dolly Parton shows up with a torch and a pitchfork, you know you screwed up. Okay, and
I think that Elvira wanted to do a movie with Dolly Parton where one of them was the good fairy godmother and the other
I've
one
heard
the
this.
bad.
That, yeah,
And evidently Dolly wanted to be the bad fairy godmother, but not change their costumes. So Dolly'd be all in white and still be evil, and Elvira would be all in black and still be good. Um, I wonder how much longer Cassandra's going to be able to get away with that dress. She's
as
not a
long
young
as she
thing
wants.
anymore. As long as she wants to, yeah, I'm still going to watch.
I saw this thing, and it was Lucille Ball started out as a dancer. She was a Ziegfeld girl,
Hmm.
back when she was 19. And she's been a dancer all her life. You just never really get to see her showcase her dancing ability.
No, no. She went because of the times that she and Desi were filming the show. She went more into comedy than
Right.
dance. But they did do some dance routines together.
They did. There was just one thing. It was Lucille Ball was celebrating with the Rockettes out of New York, and was running 70 something years old and was running rings around the Rockettes. And I'm just and still had the legs for it. She was
Oh
wearing
yeah,
she was dressed like one of the Rockettes, had the black stockings and
fishnets.
no, not fishnets, just
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to. There's a word for it. I can't remember it. Um, I may see if I can find that. Throw it on
Well, I
Stupid
mean, Dick
Clock
Van
because
Dyke has already
it's
proved it.
hilarious.
Dick Van Dyke has already proved as long as you keep exercising, there ain't no limit to what you can keep doing. You might have to slow down a little, but
Man, my computer is. There must be there must have been an update while I was playing my game and I didn't notice it. Let me see.
did you reboot yet?
I have not.
Oh, thesis. Uh, first time I went back, I laughed at the name of the drugstore. She kept asking me what it was so funny. Um, and Foxy, you're not the only one that went to school with the stoner kids. Not the same family. not the same context, but believe me, I didn't fit in really well, not until college. Then I would have fit in real well, but we'll talk about my dissipated life in a later video or the green room. Uh, no, thank you, John. You found exactly the um, Dutch oven I was looking for, and I got the lid lifter. Believe me, some people are making those same lid lifters, and they're costing 2 and 3 times as much. Well, I'm glad that I don't have to resort to a pair of channel lock pliers for that particular task.
Hey, I like channel lock pliers. Thank you very much.
I do too, but I don't have any with long enough handles to keep from burning the hair off the back of my fingers. I'm going to have to readjust the rotisserie attachment to my charcoal grill. I've got it all the way up because we never use it. And I keep going, you know, I remember going camping in Tallulah Gorge back when, before it was a state park. And we just made our own rotisserie with a couple of sticks and had some frozen squab that we let thaw out in our cooler because there was 3 of us. We were able to carry down a ton of cooking gear, and oh man, those things were so good. We didn't have much in the way of spices then. I mean, salt, pepper, and maybe Lowry seasoning salt or something like that. Oh, those things cooked over a campfire, they were they were really good. Might have to do that again, even though Lindsay might squeal at the size of the birds being so small and be like, "Oh, how can you cook those parakeets?" Um, oh, these things were like uh, you looked at them in the grocery store and go, "Those are really fat hummingbirds." Oh. Well, thesis. What you do is you take some salt and a little bit of water and get the rust out of them. Then heat them up real good and let them cool down to where you can just barely touch them. And you get something like grape seed oil, which is what Cowboy Kent recommends, or just plain lard,
Something with
and
a high smoke point.
just
Right.
grease it up, and then um, put that in the oven
Light coat of
and bake it
oil,
for a
cook it at
while. Yeah,
350 for an hour, and then pull it out. Make sure it's nice and that your oil turned into plastic, basically polymerized. It's a proper term. Pull it out, make sure it polymerized. If it hasn't polymerized yet, stick it back in for a little while longer. And once you pull it out, let it cool off a little bit. Give it another coat of oil, roll it back in there for another hour or so, and do it about 2 or 3 times, and you wind up with a good polymerization coat, and it's almost as good as Teflon.
definitely. And the first thing you need to cook in it after that is a whole pack of bacon. Uh, and never
I've,
use
I've
anything
had
but a wooden scraper on it to get the crusty bits off that stick on the bottom, and then never wash it with soap and
no, you
water.
can't. You can wash it with soap. Just use a little bit. If you use too much, you can strip the coating off.
That
But
was that was the point I was trying to make.
Lodge says you can use soap, just don't use large amounts of soap, or you'll mess up your coating. Also, acidic foods, anything with vinegar, tomatoes, and that sort of stuff, you don't want to put it in the pan because the acid in the food will eat the coatings. So,
Yeah, so that means if you use a Dutch oven to make chili or beef stew or something that has tomatoes in it, or maybe a little bit of vinegar as well, go ahead and re-season that sucker as soon as you've got it cleaned out. The things I have learned.
See, don't soak the pans. Let me see. Uh, Avoid using heavy duty scrubbing tools like steel wool. They'll strip the seasoning off, and you'll find little black flecks of seasoning in your food. Let me see. Don't soak the pan; it'll rust. See, myth 3: you must dry your pan in an oven or on a stove. Not exactly. You do want to dry it as quickly as possible. If you soak it in hot water real quick, the hottest water your sink can make, and then dry it off a paper towel, it'll dry fast enough. But once you do, give it a thin coat of oil. Just keep it from rusting while it's in storage.
Yep. I'm going to have to reclaim all of the cast iron frying pans that Lindsay said, I don't have room here. Put these outside for your kitchen. I'm going, okay. And I may have to buy entirely new Tupperware flats to put everything in because I got stuff that I can load everything in like 2 packing Tupperwares, but they may be too tall for the shelf that I got to go in the little tool shed that goes with the kitchen. So I may have to buy some thinner ones to fit on the shelves.
Okay, bring that up for me, would you, Dan?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I was looking.
No, I just brought it up. So, okay. This is from Wikipedia. This is a template smoke point of cooking oils, and of course you got over here the different things. And let me see, what was it? Cowboy Ken said, what was it? Grapes or rapeseed? Grapeseed or rapeseed? There's
grape.
Because you got rapeseed down here.
No,
they're both right in the 420 range. Now, let me see.
I think the main reason that Kent was recommending that was because it's really affordable compared to extra virgin olive oil and things like that.
Right. Vegetable oil is also in that range. I don't know why Ken doesn't use vegetable oil. But,
he doesn't like it.
Okay. And then you got all the different sunflowers and peanuts and soybean and pecan and mustard. Beef tallow is up around 480.
He doesn't use any nut oil because people have allergies.
Right. Avocado oil apparently is pretty good too.
Wow.
And, see, now I've never heard of this one, algae oil, seaweed oil. But it's got a smoke point of 535 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see, refined avocado oil has 520, which is one of the reasons I kind of like it.
How expensive is it compared to everything else?
Depends on where you buy it. I mean, just
okay, either way, just like anything else.
Just like anything else, it's probably $10-$20 depending on what size, container you get and stuff like that. They're not that much difference. But I was using bacon grease because I was cooking a lot of bacon in the pans. I was using bacon grease. Some guy online told me, "Oh, it'll go rancid." I'm like, no. If you cook it at 350, if you give it a light coat of bacon grease and cook it at 350 for an hour, there's nothing in there that can go rancid.
No. Well, maybe he was talking about keeping it in the fridge, and I'm going, dude, I'm 67 years old. I grew up with my grandmother's having a grease thing, a grease pot
My guess
in
is
the
he was.
in the refrigerator.
My guess is he was a devoted vegetarian. So
Oh,
why he was on a cast iron grilling site, I don't know. But
oh, just to complain.
uh,
Um,
well, apparently we weren't cooking enough vegetables for his.
if I want to cook
It's
vegetables, I'll stick them on a skewer and put them on the charcoal grill, um, and
actually,
then put them and then mix them in with the meat that's in the cast iron in the cast iron cook pot. Ooh, that sounded like it hurt.
yeah, I think we're gonna get rained on here in the next couple hours. Feeling
Um,
it.
I I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, the two screws in my left knee give me about 3 days warning, and they've been twinging a little bit today. So yeah, that fits with Monday being a bad storm day. There's going to be tornadoes out in Texas and Oklahoma and on up, and then there's going to be heavy thunderstorms all over the Northeast. I mean, um, Carl and Donna and Trey and Joe, they're really going to want to make sure they take an umbrella with them when they leave the house. Yeah, Lindsay is looking forward to when her shoulder's healed enough to where she can sit outside and watch me cook for her. Like that's going to be
I gotta
entertaining.
try. I gotta try and run the lawnmower tomorrow. I should have done it today, but I slept too late. So,
Mm, I've got to try and get the push mower cranked up, and if it won't crank, I'm really getting tired of gas powered lawnmowers that only last about 2 years before they stop
do
cranking
you okay
entirely.
when you put them up for the winter? Do you drain the old gasoline?
I run them absolutely dry and then turn off the stopcock.
Okay, and yeah, that's one of the problems is people let it sit in the garage for 6 months during the winter, and then
With
try to yeah, and try and start. And by then, the gas in the carburetor has gealed. So it's
no, we had this thing in the shop, and they got it to where it would crank first pull. Then I mowed the yard. About 5 days later, I went out there to mow the yard again because we'd had a lot of rain. Would not start at all.
did you leave it out in the rain?
Oh no, it's got a cover to go over it.
Okay. Of course, check your filter. Make sure it ain't got no gunk up in the holes and such. And then check your spark plug. Spark plug's a big one. Spark plug
Well,
connector.
they had changed all that. They changed the spark plug, the filters, and everything at the shop
It can
just
still
a
get
week before.
clogged up, and your spark plug can still get fouled. Depending. And another one, don't use alcohol gasoline. None of the ethanol stuff. And
Now
the reason
that
is,
I've got no control over, but I
yeah,
will.
when you buy gas for your lawnmowers, buy real gasoline. Here's one. We have a brand new QT station right here in Ringgold, and a lot of their pumps have real gasoline as opposed to ethanol. So, but use real gasoline because the alcohol in the ethanol, because it sits for so long between uses, the alcohol evaporates and it makes your gasoline thicker and it doesn't want to run right. So
That may be it. But it was a self-propelled mower, and the only thing the repair shop couldn't fix is nobody manufactures the parts to replace what got worn out for the self-repair. It's
yeah,
self-propelled.
we've got two push mowers, and one hadn't run in a while because the spring they left it outside. and got rained on. No big deal. It was still running, but the springs for the throttle assembly, the choke on the carburetor, the springs rusted and broke. So if I could buy the two little stupid springs that go on there, it would run. But the deck's rusty, and it would still mow if I can get those two little springs. It's probably $1.50 worth of springs that they're going to charge me $50 for. If they have them. Every time I tried to order the springs, nobody has them, so I'm thinking about going down to Ace and making some. But we bought another push mower. It's smaller, but I haven't had a lick of trouble out of it.
Don't tell Lindsay, but I've been thinking about when the state income tax finally shows up, go down and buy one of the Ryobi electric push mowers. And I will have to raise it up quite a bit to get over the concrete blocks that she's got for the the concrete stepping stones she's got for pathways. They're just paving slab sort of things, but we did not dig holes for them to fit down in the ground, so you've got to raise the lawnmower up a little bit to get over. And get a brand new lawnmower cover just for that. Got one over the riding mower that's lasted longer than two other riding mowers, and it just last winter got one little bitty slit in the side where it got caught on a piece of metal on the deck, and just kind of, because of the wind when it was covered up, just let it vibrate. I mean, I take humongous bungee cords and tie it over to keep it from leaving the mower uncovered. But that's quite a long life for a lawnmower cover. I think all I've had to do with this lawnmower is check the oil, and I think I replaced the battery once, and I think I've had it for like 5 years now. Get out there, flop the seat down, make sure the brake's locked, and crank it up. Remember the sequence of unlocking the brake before you start moving the zero turn handles in where you can use them. If you do it the wrong way, the engine goes dead.
To start ours, you have to have the handles out, the parking brake locked, the blades turned off, and you have to be sitting in the seat because it has a seat safety.
Exactly. The only thing mine doesn't have is a roll bar and a tow hitch.
Ours doesn't have a tow hitch, but it has a little tow bracket that you can run the pin through to pull trailers and stuff like that. I don't have the pin.
I wish this one did, and it's a John Deere.
Ours is it's got a Yamaha engine. It's a Dixie Chopper is what it's called, and it Barry bought it because it had Dixie in the name, and it's stainless. It's got all the furniture on it is stainless steel, so it's not, doesn't have a lot of paint, so it looks really sharp. And we went in, and I told him it was too big. He didn't listen to me. It's too wide. We can't drive around the yard that well, so we had to change everything in the yard just to get this damn lawnmower to drive around. And it's a 48-inch deck with 3 blades. And we could have managed with a 42-inch, but they didn't have one 42-inch that they had bigger. And it's got a Yamaha motorcycle engine, and the guy who was selling it to him, the guy that was talking him up over it, said, "Yeah, that big one over there, it'll do 45 miles an hour on the freeway." And I'm like, "Damn, who's cutting grass on the damn freeway at 45 miles an hour?" This one will do a good 20, 25 miles an hour on the street. It's okay. It's
Oh yeah. I mean, um, it does everything I want it to do, except it scares me on very steep slopes, so I have to go up at an angle
yeah.
and then
Or go
come back
down to the
down at an angle. The oldest riding mower that I had, the center of gravity was much lower, so I didn't feel like it was going to tip over at any time. With a zero turn, I actually am scared it could tip over, so I've gotten more cautious.
ours. I'm not worried about tipping over because our yard's not that steep. But there's this one corner down the far corner of our yard, right before it gets down to the street, that when you come down there and turn, it digs in. It'll dig trenches in the yard with the knobby tire because it has trouble getting back up that hill. So it's
Mm.
has to be real. I usually drive right off into the street, turn around, and come back up into the yard just to keep it from tearing shit up.
Now, I've got a neighbor on either side. They're in the habit of mowing the ditch in front of my house for me, except they leave these places where their mowers are too big to get in there and do some final trimming. And I'm going, let's see. I believe this is time for the push mower. Uh,
So, how long do you normally run Last Man Standing on a weekend here?
Usually 2 hours. But if you're wanting to leave,
Okay.
I mean, we don't have to. I mean, there's
No,
no
I'm
set
thinking about going
time.
to get. I'm thinking about going to get another beer though.
Have at it. I've got, I think, four more in the little fridge over here, and I know we're not going to run long enough for me to drink all of them because I'm not drinking very fast.
I think if you work really hard at it, you could actually manage that.
I
I will be back in a moment.
could, but yes, I assuredly could, but I'd probably pay for it cometh the dawn. Um, Not that one, the daylight sunrise kind. Um, Everybody's a smartass. Uh, yes, I know y'all didn't comment, but I knew it was on its way. Fingers poised over keyboards already. Uh, I've got to say, I'm really impressed with this kilt. That's some heavy duty cotton twill there. That's like I've had insulated coveralls that were not as well constructed. Lindsay's already wanting to iron the pleats. I don't think that that's going to be necessary right now. I mean, this is the first time I've ever had it on, and I'm going, can I walk around in this? Am I going to be embarrassed? And walked out there and go, okay, honey, what do you think? She goes, oh, you ought to wear that to the conventions. Um, that's gonna be something somebody's gonna have to talk me into. I don't know. At one convention, we've got a whole bunch of people that wear uh, traditional kilts and utility kilts, and at the other one, maybe on the warm day, and it's got a modesty loop with a button that basically turn it into a pair of culottes. So the wind or some curious person is not going to be able to walk up on me and flip it open on one side or the other. Um, Comes down past my knees. The kilt, Donna, the kilt. Yes, I know. She and Lindsay are ganging up on me. Um, I didn't realize that my knees and my calves were objects of reverence. Of course, I spent half my life on a bicycle, so my legs are in fairly good shape.
Bicycles and cross country running.
And walking 10 miles a day in the damn factory. Uh, it wasn't until I got the desk job running the computer that I actually started to gain weight. And I put on a good 40 pounds in the 5 years I was doing the computer job. Of course, now I'm not eating 4 and 5 meals a day and not stopping at the biscuit place on the way into work every morning. So the weight's dropping off. I think I've already lost like 2 pant sizes. I got some pairs of blue jeans that I used to wear to work and had to struggle to get them fastened. And now, if I don't wear a belt, they fall off my hips. I know, I know. Nor more fantasy material for Donna and Lindsay.
I told you that ever since I started looking up lodge skillets, my Facebook and Microsoft feed has been nothing but cast iron skillets. I'm going to bring this one up because I want to show you this. This is impressive. Let's see here. This is. See, I was checking Facebook. Bring that up.
Alrighty.
1939 cast iron Christmas pot with baked bean recipe under the lid.
Hey, it's better than having it on the bottom. You got to spill everything to check, see whether you missed something. Oh, that does look good.
Alabama Pipe Company, Anniston, Alabama, 1939 Christmas. Wow.
I hesitate to think how long some of my mother's cast iron skillets have been being used.
My mom's husband, his mom died. We cleaned out her place, and she had some cast iron skillets. I've still got one of them, but one of them, I don't know what she cooked in it, but one side of it had something baked into it that was like half an inch thick and would not come out. At first, I thought maybe she was melting lead and making her own bullets or something, but so I took it and I tried scraping that stuff off, and I tried hot water. I tried, just everything to get that out of there, and it would not come out. So I took it in the backyard and took a hammer to it, just a claw hammer. Started trying to chip that stuff out, and broke the cast iron pan.
Okay.
Cracked it into 4 pieces, and I was like, "Oh well."
Send it to Lodge; they'll recycle it. Oh yeah, Thesis. I know exactly that. There are family recipes that I wish I'd paid more attention to because they were absolutely fantastic.
Navy beans. Okay, navy beans. I'll just go ahead and tell you, baked beans, navy beans. That's the navy beans are what you use in the baked beans. I wonder if they call navy beans across the planet, or if that's just an American thing.
I couldn't tell you.
Do the British call navy beans? Maybe they're the ones that invented it. Now that I think about it,
it could be just any white hulled bean, not the shells, but the actual bean skin itself. Could be.
That's one of the problems with American English, is that if you didn't grow up in America, you might not catch some of the colloquialisms to the American English. That's why American English is so hard to learn for some people.
I didn't realize that Corona was that strong, John.
wish it were. But,
Well,
and mustard powder, baked beans. Got to have a lot of mustard powder. It won't taste like baked beans. If you are, a secret I know about beans, and Joe needs to pay attention to this one. If you cook them in a pressure cooker as opposed to just boiling or soaking overnight or any of those things, you get the higher heat. Okay. The higher heat breaks down the coarse sugars in the beans more thoroughly than lower heat. And if you break down those coarse sugars, the bacteria in your gut doesn't eat them for as long, doesn't have as much trouble, and doesn't produce as much methane gas.
you tell Joe Dog that, and he will throw out every pressure cooker Donna's got.
Did I say
He
that?
he prides himself on his gas production facilities. Oh, and we can't say his name one more time or he'll show up.
Joe Dog. Joe Dog. Joe Dog. Well, it's Saturday night at convention. He ain't gonna show up here.
No.
He's either running his mouth or sleeping, one or the other. So
Wouldn't put it past him to do both at the same time. I've been known to be sound asleep and carry on a conversation before. Of course, there was no editing going on. Um, Good night, Foxy.
I got to order me one of those.
What? Pressure cooker?
Sportsman's Warehouse, really?
Oh,
No, the deep fryer basket for the cast iron.
oh yeah. If you get one that'll fit inside there the right diameter. Um,
Yeah.
some of them aren't stiff; they're more like chainmail, so they'll snuggle into the cast iron pan, no matter how tall it is. And then you just put on your oven mitts and raise it out and let it drain, and um, you'll be good to go. Um, Lindsay wanted the one that came with my Lodge Dutch oven that got the handle got broken off the deep fryer basket because of the way they packed it. And I go, great. And I went down to, I don't even remember what store it was, and I bought one that was the same size, but it didn't get packed for shipping. So it might not have been Lodge that broke it. It might have been UPS. Who knows? They seem to break a lot of stuff these days, if they ever
A
deliver it.
cast iron muffin pan.
Oh yeah, and there are also the cast iron
A 9 by
corn
13
pone.
inch cast iron casserole dish.
Hmm. There's also the ones for making corn pone. That's actually shaped on the bottom. It's scalloped, so it looks like little ears of corn on one
No,
side
no,
and
no.
flat.
These are actually normal muffins. The one I'm thinking. I do
Oh
have some
no, I
corn.
was just putting an addendum onto what you were saying.
This is kind of neat. For $150, they actually make a cast iron grill. It's called the Sportsman's Pro Cast Iron Grill, and you put charcoal in it and grill your stuff. They have a cast iron mini wok.
Oh yeah,
Six and
yeah.
6 1/4 and 9 inch.
Now, I found a cast iron wok ring that you take your ordinary wok and put in this.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean it's just cast iron ring, or you could flip it over and give you a little bit more distance
ooh,
from the stovetop.
okay. Hang on a minute. I found something that you are gonna want to get. Get that credit
Oh,
card ready, kids. Okay. All right, bring that up, Dan.
all right. What have we got here? No. Uh, no, I'm afraid not. That would be a little bit too.
Helicon.
It'd be a little bit too difficult to extract the cake from the mold without ruining it. Um,
No, you just got to use plenty of shortening in the cake mix. That's
well, you've got to grease the mold itself too.
right. It's you've got to use plenty of shortening. That's the other trick to using cast iron. Plenty of shortening. Notice I didn't say cooking oil. Um,
Well, I mean, shortening's like putty. You can put it where you want it.
yeah, and lard is good. Shortening's good. I like particularly butter flavored Crisco. Not it's a little thicker than the regular Crisco, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Of course, the nice thing about shortening or Crisco or even lard, you can heat it up till it's a liquid and put a candle wick in it, and you've got an emergency candle that lasts for a couple of days. Uh,
Yeah, I see some of these survival people, and the one I like that I've been seeing a lot is they take the oil from a tuna can and make a candle out of the tuna can. I'm like, eat the damn tuna. Damn. Um, ooh, that's interesting.
what you got?
Oh, I'm still on the Lodge site, and they've got a 19-inch by 9.5-inch reversible cast iron griddle. It's got uh, ribs on one side for grilling, and then it's flat on the other side for like eggs and stuff like that.
Hmm,
And then a fluted cast iron cake pan, like a bunt pan.
like a bunt pan. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then let me see here. There's your cast iron corn stick pan.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ooh, a
Those have been
buffalo
around
nickel
for
skillet.
the
I've
corn
never heard of
stick
this.
pans have been around since I was a child, probably
Oh,
much
okay.
longer.
All right. Bring that up. Bring that up for me, Dan. I'm going to show you.
Alrighty.
Okay. There's that griddle thing I was telling you about. That's
Yeah.
there's your bunt pan thing. And then let me see here. That's kind of neat. There's the corn thing,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the buffalo nickel pan. Got the bottom of it has the buffalo nickel thing on it. There's your lid lifter.
Well,
There's
that's
a
one that
14-inch cast iron wok.
yeah.
That's one of the Dolly Partons. Is
Yeah.
Love is Like a Butterfly, Dolly Parton skillet. And they got the hanger. And then fry baskets, 25 bucks.
Yep.
Let me have to look into that. I had to figure out what size
Yeah.
I need.
Order it by itself. Don't order a
Yeah, no, I may drive over
oh, that's a
today
trivet.
or Sunday. Yeah, trivet for a meat rack. And then a melting pot, which is see. Come on. My computer's running so slow. I should have played that game. All right. See where we're going here. Wildlife series. I will always love you, Dolly Parton. Carbon steel pan. That carbon steel pan. That almost looks like a walk, except it's got a flat bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And then, karaoke. Ooh.
Yeah, heart
That's
shaped pan.
cute.
Yeah, it is.
Parchment Dutch oven liners. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would save a little bit on the cleanup, wouldn't it? Or at least make
And yeah,
things
making
easier to
cookies and stuff.
remove.
There's they got you a pastry knife. Yep, pastry knife. And, ooh, a silicone trivet.
Yeah,
Hmm.
evidently those things are they last a while. Yeah, that may be the one
And
that
then
I got.
there's your camp tripod.
Yeah, but we have so many
And then, there's another Dolly
fire
Parton.
restrictions out here. I can't really cook on the ground without getting a ticket
Oh,
from code
wait a
enforcement.
minute. Wait a minute. No, you can because cooking fires, grills, and such are exempt from the regulations.
In Georgia?
It's an old grandfathered law that cooking
Oh,
fires are
okay.
exempt from fire hazard warnings. Yeah, you know how you're not supposed to burn yard trash from. Let's see, what is it? It's March the 3rd until October 3rd, I think it is. 6 months out of the year,
Something
you're not
like
supposed to
that.
burn yard trash and stuff like that. It's a environmental rule about putting smoke in the air. That's what Atlanta did because they didn't want to give up all their cars. So they basically everybody lived in the country can't burn trash. Um, but the thing is, if it's a cooking fire, they 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 got grandfathered in. If you're cooking on fire, you're allowed to cook. So let me see, a fajita set. Ooh, nice. That is actually pretty cool. Let me see, a enameled antler trivet. Huh. Steel grilling basket. That's kind of cool.
There you
Cookware
go.
protectors.
So what you're saying for once it's a case of ribbed for his pleasure? Yeah. Uh, Antithesis has silver fly. That's what you get when you turn the condom inside out.
Um,
Um, I don't think the cast iron condoms work exactly that way. They're a little hard to turn inside
hey,
out.
Dan, there you go.
Yeah,
Dan, you need to contact Lodge. Dan,
I'm
you need to
listening.
contact Lodge and see if they'll sponsor your show after all this. No, you need
They
to
may be
contact them, see if they'll pay you money for showing off all their cookware. Um,
the email may be in the inbox right now. Oh,
Ooh,
a hamburger press shaped like a
that's
pig.
cute.
Oh, the little triangle.
Oh,
Um,
check this out.
yeah,
They sell just the lids. Huh.
with a high edge on them. That's pretty good. Maybe Kent should know about that.
Oh, here's the one I was telling you about earlier. Really? Well, send him. Hey, send him something. Maybe he'll send you some food. Um,
I buy his
I need
jars
to
of
get one of those
spices,
for
and
my
I
sister for
bought all
Christmas.
kinds of things from him. Um,
Mm.
I get personal replies from Shannon and Kent. I mean, I could tell they're personal because they actually mention something I said in the email that I sent to them. Now he does
Oh,
have
you're cutting
some.
out on me.
He does have some mesquite flat scrapers that he likes to use. That I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a regular flat wooden spatula, but it's made out of mesquite. And they also have these scraps from those that they sell as chips for a cook fire to flavor things with.
All right. Oh, I'll have to get a credit card out later and order me. I'm going to order that Jolene pan for Jennifer. Her birthday's in August, so.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I have to figure out some way to discreetly figure out if she's already got the Dolly Parton collection yet. So,
Well, find a way to go. Hey, have you ever heard of the Dolly Parton
no, if I
collection
do that, she'll go out
live?
and buy them all. She will. She will like. I will be having that conversation with her, and she will turn around, walk off, jump in her car, and go buy them all. Okay, that's because.
Well, I'm going to have to get up and get another beer.
Okay. My sister, for those of you who don't know, when she moved up to Nashville, she got a job with Great American Country Television. It's a cable network that does all the country out of Nashville. And she wound up being their color commentator at the Country and Music Awards, the CMA Awards. So she is hobnobbed with every major country star. Okay. But of course, her favorite interview was Dolly Parton. And her and her husband went and bought a camper, an RV for driving around, and they did an RV show for a while. We've hosted a few of them on Stupid O'Clock, but she named their RV Dolly. Yeah, that's how big a Dolly Parton fan she is. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see all of her RV shows. It's on YouTube. It's called On the Road with Dolly. So I don't know if she's done one in a while. Well, her son's got his country music career kicked off, so they're following him around.
Understandable. Commendable. I mean,
well, I'm not sure if it's her or her husband or both of them that are his agents or something like that.
still looking out for a family member.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, they're all there. It's got their. See, what was the last one here? 4 years ago. 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 3 years ago. Apparently, she hasn't done any new ones. There's one from 4 years ago. 4 years. Yeah, apparently they haven't done any new ones within the last 3 years. So I was about to say I hadn't seen one in a while. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm in a quandary.
I thought you were in a rumpus room.
Nope. Lindsay just spent her money buying me a liquor cabinet to put outside the office in the hallway, and I just spent I just spent my money to
on
buy me
liquor. Oh,
another cook pot. Um, so now I'm going to make sure she gets something for her. And talk about somebody that's really difficult to buy for.
I'm kind of like that. Everybody wants to buy me what they think I want, and my wants are somewhat particular.
Mm.
So I have to keep my mouth shut and just take it.
Well, no, Lindsay, I mean, she'll say she wants something, and then a week later go, "Oh, I did the research on it. It doesn't have high customer rating, so I don't want that after all."
Yeah.
I'm going, "Great, I ordered you three." Uh,
So see, so they put the Pope into rest, and then see, it's trying to. I'm reading news.
well, let us know when there's a clear candidate coming up for the next pope. I know that takes a while.
Um, see, I wonder. I don't know. My grandmother and my dad were the Catholics in the family, and I was never Catholic, so I don't know that much about Catholicism or how they pick a pope.
Basically, it's a big meeting and they argue a lot. And finally, it's, hey, we can't decide on anybody. So who's the oldest one here so we can come back later and do it again?
I'm
Um,
wondering because he's been sick for a while. He's been in the hospital for a couple of months, I think, before that. So I'm pretty sure they had already whittled down the prospective popes. So once they actually get into conclave, I don't know when the conclave started. I don't know.
I have not heard anything saying that it has. And usually that's big enough news to where even down here in the
Well, I'm wondering, do
Baptist
they?
Bible Belt, they talk about it. So,
I'm wondering. Oh, I misspelled that, didn't I? Let me see here.
how do they elect a new pipe?
Oh, that's interesting. If you saw Conclave the movie, here's what it got right and wrong about real life conclaves. Okay. Um,
A
anyway,
lot of
let's see.
backroom deals and the blackmail starts flying. Yep.
No offense. I'm pretty sure the backroom deals have already been done. They're just waiting for the conclave to excuse me, kick off.
Bless you.
So, thank you.
Oh,
I
you
got
know
the
what
fan
time
going.
it is.
Pretty sure I got a snoot full of tree pollen over here.
John,
Yes.
and Dawn just rolled over in her sleep and reached for the glove without knowing why. Uh,
You know what we need to do for Don? Yeah. We need to get one of these dancing flowers or the dancing cactus, the sound activated one. Take the flower stuff off of it and put that sock over it, just so
or a pickle.
Okay.
Find a dancing Groot and put the sock over it.
Oh, that's interesting. There is an age. There is an age limit on who gets to vote for the new pope. Serving cardinals under the age of 80. So if you're over 80, you don't get a vote. That's interesting.
Might be one of those let's prevent a generation gap thing. Um, I mean, let's face it, the last few have been pretty progressive.
Okay. When will the papal conclave begin? The Vatican has not yet announced the date when the conclave will begin, but under church rules, it must be within 15 to 20 days after the Pope's death. which in this case would fall in the first or second week of May.
Yeah, they're getting down to the deadline on that. Yeah.
Pun intended.
No, that was totally unintentional. Um, I started to say that's a harder deadline than April 15th. Um,
Okay, they have to have 2/3 plus one vote to elect a new pope.
oh
They have
yeah,
to
Rick.
swear. They have to swear an oath of absolute secrecy before they vote.
You
If
don't
they
get,
disclose, if they disclose any information from within the conclave, they will be excommunicated by the church.
and that's still a serious threat. Yeah.
For a cardinal, geez, that's like putting the president of the United States up in front of a firing squad. I mean, that's
Stay out of
not
my head, John.
not that it wouldn't be one of the highest rated pay-per-view shows in history, but it's
You could pay off the national debt in
no
1 hour. Hey, raffle tickets off to be a member of the firing squad. Uh, you don't get to vote, but that's where the ones over 80 start doing the deals and blackmail to the ones that can vote. Yeah. And you better believe they got a little bit of info on each other.
Yeah, well, I wonder. I don't know how they vote or who they vote for or anything like that, but I'm wondering if the people over 80 are in line to be the next pope, or if the people that actually get to vote for a new pope are going to be the new pope. It's be like the
I wonder
president.
what I wonder what the lowest age for a new pope has been.
Guess we'll find out. It's, trying to think that one year that it was a big controversy that there was I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a South African cardinal, black guy, and he was in consideration for pope, and everybody's like, oh no, we can't have a black pope, and everyone's like, why not? Oh, it was a stinker, let me tell you. It was,
Yeah, I imagine so.
of course, I've never seen a Hispanic pope, and then heck, half the Catholic Church is Hispanic.
This is true. This is true. It's usually somebody from Europe.
Be interesting to watch. Well, that's been tonight's show, folks. I mean, we've had cast iron skillets and popes. Talked about grilling and cooking and fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bean
That's
recipes.
That's what you
Navy
get when you
beans
hang
and
out.
mustard, people. Navy beans and mustard.
That's what you get when you hang out with people that like to go to Halicon.
What's funny is I have a bag of navy beans in the pantry right now, just so I can make homemade baked beans. But I also have a case of Bush's baked beans.
Pays to go to Costco, don't it?
It do, because if you're cooking something on the grill, baked beans are just one of those. Goes with every damn thing. And that's excuse me.
Mine and Lindsay's problem is trying to find the little bitty cans so that we don't have anything to put in the fridge for leftovers. Just between the two of us, we can eat it all and rinse the can and put it in the recycling.
There have been times where I have eaten an entire 15-ounce can of baked beans because it's like bean candy. It's just sit there and eat it. Not even heat it up, just eat it with a spoon.
Oh, when and I don't even like mashed potatoes, but when Lindsay makes mashed potatoes, and it's just some meat dish, mashed potatoes, and baked beans, I will go back for thirds and fourths, and basically what Thesis was saying earlier on up in the
Oh
chat.
yeah, if I cook ribs on the grill, baked beans and mashed potatoes. That's just got to go with it. Or not mashed potato. I'm sorry, potato salad. I
Potato
will.
salad, yeah, I've got an extreme weakness for potato salad as well. Um,
Matter of fact, I may go down and make some potato salad right now, just because I can.
you got time? Let it sit in the fridge overnight. It'll be real good.
All
Um,
right. I'm gonna say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And,
I'm going to hit
and
the
you're gonna play, and
outro.
you're gonna play your bedtime story. So that's
Yeah,
yeah.
or
Oh,
something.
hi, Rich. Bye, Rich. Yes. Yeah. So
Yep.
next time I see you guys, I hope there's a new pope. Hey, um,
Better. Well, I mean, if we're seeing each other online,
how do you get your name in that running for pope? I mean, do you actually have to be Catholic? I got nothing better to do, and I like funny hats. Let me tell you. Okay.
I had a joke in one of my stories where um, somebody pulled off this difficult maneuver with a spaceship, and somebody else in the crew goes, "I'm going to nominate the pilot for sainthood," and
Space Pope. Yeah.
and somebody else comes up and says, "Yeah, but they're not Catholic," and the pilot pipes up in this absolutely absent-minded voice that says, "Well, yeah, but neither was Jesus." Uh, oh Lord!
Damn good point.
All right,
Technically, Jesus was not a member of the Catholic Church, but one of his disciples started it. So that's
exactly. He might have got an honorary slot in there somewhere. I
yeah.
don't know.
That's,
We'll have to go back and read history. Uh,
uh,
good
we'll,
night,
we'll put a
John.
statue up. We'll put a statue up for him. That's
Rio de Janeiro. Uh, good night, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat for keeping us awake and making your own points, which are all very valid. And I'm just going to do some shameless self promotion and then run the bedtime story. So see y'all in the future. In the early days of the Korean War, an underage boy ran away from his family's farm in West Virginia to join the Army. He quickly transferred to the Air Corps and became a fighter pilot. Somehow, he became useful to several alphabet agencies, so he was recruited to help them during the Cold War. Eventually, he got tired of being a spy and tried to retire. Fate had other ideas. These are some of the early adventures of Captain Tom Darby of the U.S. Army Air Corps. From before that fateful night, he rode his motorcycle around a curve too fast on a back road in rural Georgia and accidentally began a new life entirely. Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.